guys. It's competition day. It's finally here. It's been about 5 years since I last competed in powerlifting, so today's been long overdue. I'm just having some breakfast. I've got myself here some granola, some yogurt, some blueberries, and it's Easter weekend, so I've also got a couple of hot cross buns with some butter on top. Obviously, I've also got myself a coffee, and because I've been a little bit unwell the last few days, you might be able to tell from my voice, I've got myself a pint of electrolytes because I've been very snotty and sweaty. It's it's exactly 8:38 now. We need to be at the venue for 9:30, and thankfully it's only 3 miles down the road, so a super local and also super convenient competition for me. I'm gonna tuck into my breakfast, then I'll catch up with you guys in a bit to talk about what my goals are for today. But looking forward to it. This has been 5 years in the making since my last competition. This is long overdue, so it should be a lot of fun. So for those of you new to powerlifting, you've got to wear a singlet. Looks a bit like a male leotard, and I've never seen anyone look good in one, so be kind to me. A little bit awkward to get on. Oh fuck, I need to put my t-shirt on. You know what, I'm going to put the rest of the singlet on later. Right, should we go?
Yeah, ready?
Let's get it, Leo.
Let's do it.
So for those of you guys that don't know anything about powerlifting, it's quite a niche sport, and it's very straightforward. You basically perform 3 lifts: the squat, the bench press, and the deadlift, and you get 3 attempts at each lift. Your heaviest lift counts. You add up those 3 lifts together to get your total, and that's your final score effectively. You compete in weight classes. Today I'm slap bang in the middle of the 90 kilo weight class. I weigh about 85 kilos. So if I'd tried hard, I probably could have dropped to the 82.5 kilos and been slightly more competitive, but that's not really how I roll. Feeling a little bit nervous, but got Lil with me here for support.
I'm the camera woman for today.
And the camera woman. I did try and convince Lil to actually compete in this comp, but she wasn't up for it.
No. And I'm so glad because yesterday, when Andrew went for the weigh-in, we saw a couple of women, I guess, who were getting weighed in, and they looked highly intimidating, so
They look like they'd eat you for breakfast.
Yeah.
But to be fair, Lil, as I said to you, that's what weight classes are all about.
That's true.
You weigh like 50 kilos, so you wouldn't be up against those women that we saw.
Anyway, are we expecting a win today?
I don't think we're going to be in danger of a podium finish today. But you never know.
You never know.
Sometimes certain weight classes are slightly underfilled, so you outperform what you think you might have done.
I feel like weightlifting is so individual as well. Like, you don't do it for the podium. It's very much like you are competing against yourself and your lifts and how your training has gone. You're not going in there hoping you're going to win. I guess some people are when they're more competitive, but especially for you. What? No offense. So we're here. We've had the brief. I'm in the first flight. So they're mixing the 82 kilos, the 90 kilo and the 100 kilo flights together. So when the 100 kilo guys come out, I will look pretty pathetic compared to them. There's some strong looking guys here. I'm putting on a brand new pair of knee sleeves. I literally ordered these 2 weeks ago. I haven't squatted in them yet. And it took me about half an hour to try and put them on. They are so stiff and tight, but hopefully they'll make all the difference today. I'm looking around trying to find other people my weight, and honestly everyone is absolutely enormous. I'm hoping I'm not the only person in the 90 kilo weight category. I mean, if I am, I'm definitely winning it. You'd hope. So one of the features of powerlifting is that all the gear is really tricky to put on. It's just part of the sport, part of the warm-up. Opening on 180 kilos and look at the rest of the lifters, that's certainly one of the lighter weights today. Some people are opening on about 250 in my weight class, so don't think we'll be troubling the scoreboard today, but it should be a lot of fun. It's a nice atmosphere. I'm gonna hit this last warm up and then we'll get into it. Wish me luck.
Yes. Yeah, baby. Nice.
Oh my word, guys. So 190 kilograms, that is a hybrid training PB for me, but I'm being shown up here. There are some strong blokes.
There was a guy, I had to reread the notice board thing. 320 was his starting weight.
Yeah, he opened on 320.
I was like, there must have been a mistake
He got
here.
2 red lights, but I mean, I'd snap my femurs if I even tried to unrack that, so can't blame him. I'm sure he'll get the...
uncomfortable, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll get the second lift. He looks very, very strong. But anyway, guys, 190 felt tough, but I think the atmosphere here, I'm going to have to go for 200 kilograms. 200 big ones.
Yeah.
Pre-comp, I really didn't think I was going to be able to hit it. I still might not, but I think at least it's a 50-50 chance. Gotta give it a go, yeah. The biggest grind of my life on a squat. I have never ever grinded that hard.
Do you know what it was? It was the it was waiting for the lights to come on. I was like, God, after that, please, 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 let it be okay.
I was like, I cannot believe that I actually finished that. I remember I was literally halfway up the squat, like, I have nothing left, and it was moving, just like inching along.
Yeah, the fact that it was moving, like, you were stationary for 1 second, and I was like, he's gonna just give up, he's gonna give up, but like, you kept grinding.
That is huge, guys. That's a 20 kilo hybrid training PB, and that has pretty much almost matched my all-time heaviest squat back when I was a big fatty, and back when I definitely could not run. Wow, thrilled with that. Onwards and upwards to bench and deadlift. Fingers crossed I've got something left in the tank, but looking forward to it, guys. Woo. Really happy with that. Really, really happy. Powerlifting has probably got to be one of the least healthy sports out there. It's all about monster energy, dirty bulks, that sort of stuff. So today we've got some cookies with us, some mini egg cookies that Neil made last night.
Very festive of us. You honestly deserve that. I can't even tell you what a grind that squat was.
Who would have thought these skinny legs, 200 kilos? Oh, yeah.
And we are Andrew's just warming up his bench now. I'm gonna go get a front row seat and I'll see him out there. Come on, Adge.
How you find it all though, Lil?
It's great. Oh my gosh, I looked at my heart rate on my watch. My resting heart rate today is like 90 and it's normally like 45.
The adrenaline and the caffeine,
yeah,
and
I'm
possibly
like
the cookies.
shaking.
That might be the cookies though.
To be fair, it probably is. It's such a good atmosphere. It's really nice. I do love things like this.
Yeah, you'll definitely be here with me next time, lifting. I think you look good in one of these, in a singlet. Better than me. Actually, I'm not sure about that.
No, you look very good, to be fair. You look one of the better singlet wearers.
A little bit sporty, but anyway, second attempt over and done with. 135 kilos. That's a 5 kilo hybrid training PB for me. Final attempt, locked in at 140 kilos. I've never hit 140 in competition, so to do that after surgery, as a runner, I would be completely thrilled.
Come on, Andrew, come on.
So we're back in the car after a disappointing third attempt. And I really thought I had 140, but I benched it. My technique was absolutely perfect, as good as it could be, and there was nothing. I got it off my chest and there was just nothing there. So nothing I could have done differently other than train much harder for several weeks extra, I guess. But so we're just having a bit of lunch before deadlifts, which will probably start in about 90 minutes or so. And I'm going to open on 215 kilos on the deadlift. Depending if that feels good, I'll probably jump up to 230 kilos, and my final attempt will be very much dictated by how that feels. Hopefully it'll be a good number. The heaviest I've ever lifted in competition was 240 kilos. If we got close to that today, I'd be very, very happy. So I need to rekindle a little bit of that momentum that I had earlier after that squat. Hopefully this lunch and a big can of Monster Energy will do that for me.
That's so true, I forgot you had that. I saw a guy had a pack of 4 and he handed them out and they all cheersed them, and I was like, classic.
Lads, yeah.
And this is the joy of Powerlifting. All about that life.
My legs are feeling a little bit cooked. Palpitations are definitely present though, after about 1,000 milligrams of caffeine today, so that should power me through. We're going to take my warm-ups nice and slow, there's no hurry, we've got quite a bit of time. Just need to get warm again, because in between each of these lifts, you cool down a lot. What you do not want to be doing is lifting close to your heaviest weight ever when you're stone cold. So partway through deadlifts, we're on the final straight. I've unveiled my final form. I need to wear this to the gym more frequently, don't I? I'll probably get kicked out if I wore this to the gym. There'd be some complaints, especially from families. Super nervous for these deadlifts, I don't know why, but that's 2 from 2, last one. I've gone brave, I've gone 242.5 kilos, which would be, if I got that, a 2.5 kilo all-time lifetime PR. I could miss it though. This is what it's all about, guys. So nerve-wracking. I don't know why, you're only competing against yourself really in powerlifting, but I'm gonna get some loud music once again in my ears, hopefully zone in and get this done. See you there, guys.
So, what a day, guys. I ended up with a powerlifting total of 577.5 kilograms, only 5 kilos off my all-time personal best back before I had shoulder surgery and before I started all this running that I do now. And that's a whopping 57.5 kilograms of progress versus when I last tested my total in December. So I'd say that's a pretty successful return to the sport for me. But how did I end up doing versus the rest of the competition? Well, I ended up placing about middle of the pack when it comes to Wilks scoring, which is a way of comparing performance between different weight classes, which I'm super happy with, especially considering I'm a self-identifying hybrid athlete, whatever that means. And I'm also currently training for a cycling sportif for 5k PB and my second high rocks. But because of the quirks of local powerlifting competitions, where there's a relatively small number of lifters, but millions of different categories between weight classes, raw versus equipped, masters versus open, and tested and untested. It just so happened that I was the only person in the entire competition that day that ended up finishing outside of a podium finish. So I did technically finish 4th out of 4 in the 90 kilogram open raw and tested class. It just so happened it had the most number of entrants and was the most competitive on the day. But you do have to laugh about these things. Ultimately, as someone who's 6'1", if I wanted to be truly competitive at the top level of powerlifting, I probably need to be bulking up to at least 100 kilograms, probably more, just because the strongest 90 kilo lifters in my category were all several inches shorter than me and were carrying a lot more muscle mass relative to their height. But can you imagine what would happen to my running if I were to gain 40 pounds? It would be a total disaster, so that's pretty unlikely to happen, at least for now. Either way, I did get a whole lot out of the day, including a renewed motivation for the sport of powerlifting, and I did still technically qualify for nationals. I just need to decide whether or not my ego could take the hit from the spanking that would occur if I actually turned up and competed. But that's it for today, guys. So subscribe down below for more running, lifting and general fitness content, and I'll see you again next time.